Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hi, I am Janet Cox. I am the Dean of Students here at the Mount, and it's my great pleasure to announce that the 114th commencement of Mount St. Joseph University will now begin. During the year, I have the great opportunity to lead a team of individuals and offices who plan commencement ceremonies for our graduating students each May. And we're so happy to welcome you all to be a part of that, to celebrate your students' graduation and all of the academic achievements. I'd also like to thank our band ensemble, vocalists, our marshals and readers, and all of our volunteers and university staff for being here today and for preparing our campus so beautifully for this very special event. Sorry about the rain, we can't do anything about that. Following the ceremony and the benediction, you will need to remain in your seats until we have the recessional with the stage party, the faculty, and the students. But if you would like to remain here and then meet your students to take some pictures in here since the weather is kind of not great, you can do that. So just be aware of that particular fact. To begin with, I would say that I will ask the audience to please remain seated for the processional. What happens is our graduates come in the back door and do the parade route. So I really need to have everyone get to their seats ASAP so we can get started. And will the volunteers please clear the aisles and entrances so that the flag bearers can make their way to the stage. Thank you.
Please be seated. Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Dr. Stephen Almquist, Provost and Master of Ceremonies for this commencement. This graduating class is part of Mount St. Joseph University's long tradition, and it is indeed an honor to welcome our graduates, their families, their friends, our faculty and staff to the 114th commencement ceremony. I'd like to thank many individuals here today who have contributed to the achievement of our graduates. The family and friends of our graduates have played a vital role in supporting and encouraging their success, and we want to recognize them today. Would family and friends please stand up to be recognized? To members of the stage party and other special guests, I'm pleased you are here to celebrate with us. I would like to introduce members of the staff, the Board of Trustees, and invited guests, and thank you for your leadership. Please stand when I call your name and then return to your seat. Dr. H. James Williams, University President. Jesse Minter, class of 2005, guest speaker. And Jesse was awarded an honorary degree at the ceremony this morning. Rachel Whittick Minter, class of 2005, representing the Alumni Association. We'll hear more from Rachel later in the ceremony, and we appreciate all of our alumni support for our students and for the university. Joe Shadle, Chief Mission Officer. Janet Cox, Dean of Students. Harold Brown, Vice Chair of the Board of Trustees. Vincent Terry, Board of Trustees. Janet Castellini, Board of Trustees. Dr. Ann Saluk, Board of Trustees. And Ginny Taylor, University Registrar. I also want to thank members of the President's Cabinet, some of whom are here helping today. Paige Ellerman, Vice President of Compliance, Risk, and Legal Affairs and General Counsel. Jeff Briggs, Chief Financial Officer. Sydney Prohaska, Vice President for Institutional Advancement. Jeff Wampler, Vice President of Marketing. Chris Powers, Vice President of Enrollment Management. And Melanie Wagner, Vice President and Director of Athletics. Thank you to these dedicated professionals for ensuring the future success of the Mount. Next, I want to recognize a very special group of individuals who are here today and who make the Mount experience what it is. I am, of course, talking about the faculty and staff of the Mount. Their dedication is the key to the success of each of our graduates. Please join me in thanking them for their care and their dedication. And this time, faculty and staff, I want you to stand to be recognized. Commencement is always a memorable event for our graduates. You have worked so hard for so long, and for a few hours today, on this important day, you don your caps and gowns and celebrate your accomplishments and your achievements with your families and your friends. During your years at the Mount, you've learned not only business or nursing, physical therapy, how to teach a child to read, or the liberal arts. You have learned how to persevere, how to hang in there and keep learning, how to keep writing papers, keep studying for exams, all the while helping your own families and friends cope with life. We recognize and we celebrate your accomplishments and your grit today. We're fortunate to have known you and look forward to sharing your journey as you become teachers or nurses, business leaders, and other members of the society. Remember that you will always be Mount alumni. I now invite Joe Shadle, Chief Mission Officer, to the podium to provide our invocation. Gentlemen, please remove your regalia caps.
As we come to the end of this academic year and celebrate this milestone with our graduates, let us pause for a moment to give thanks and recognize God's presence. God of all knowledge and wisdom, you are with us in every celebration and transition in our lives. Bless these graduates as they step forward towards new paths. Inspired by our foundresses, the Sisters of Charity of Cincinnati, may these graduates seek grace in every circumstance of life and always have the courage to dare to risk a caring response to those most in need. With the heart of a lion, may these graduates serve with humility, lead with justice, and seek truth in all that they do. We thank you for the knowledge gained, the friendships formed, and the growth experienced through challenges and triumphs. Watch over these graduates, their families, and all who have supported them on their journey. May your grace sustain all of us so that we, as members of the Mount St. Joseph University community, might light the way as models of hope and of peace to the world around us. We ask this in your holy name. Amen. Please stand for the singing of the national anthem by Haley Browning.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Haley. Great job again. It's my pleasure to invite Dr. H. James Williams, President of Mount St. Joseph University, to present our commencement speaker.
Good afternoon. I'm James Williams, 7th President at Mount St. Joseph University. And I'm proud to be able to welcome you to this event this afternoon. We appreciate your joining us to celebrate excellence and achievement. Mount St. Joseph University is honored to present the Doctor of Humane Letters to Jesse Minter, which we did this morning, in recognition of his many achievements as an athlete, a coach, a professional sport leader, and a Mount alum. We're looking forward to hearing his comments after I give him a more formal introduction. Jesse Minter is currently the defensive coordinator in the National Football League for the Los Angeles Chargers. During the 2024 season, his first year with the Chargers, Minter's defense improved 23 spots to the #1 in scoring defense through the regular season. They allowed just 17.7 points per game. This was the first time in franchise history that the Chargers led the league with the top scoring defense. The team finished the regular season with an 11-6 record and achieved a wild card berth into the postseason. Before arriving in Los Angeles, Minter also orchestrated the top-ranked defense at the University of Michigan. In 2023, Minter's defense allowed just 10.4 points per game en route to a 15-0 record and the college football playoff national championship. In his first year with the Wolverines, Minter was a finalist for the Broyles Award, which is an honor annually presented to the top assistant coach in college football. The 2022 Wolverines had a record of 13-1 and ranked #7 in scoring defense in his first season at the helm. Prior to his time in Ann Arbor, Minter gained experience as a defensive coordinator at 3 different programs: Indiana State University, Georgia State University, and Vanderbilt University. He also coached his first 4 seasons in the NFL with the Baltimore Ravens, leading the team in the role of defensive backs coach during his final year with the Ravens. In his 4 years in Baltimore, the Ravens secured 3 postseason berths and back-to-back AFC National Division crowns in 2018 and 2019. Minter served as a defensive intern for the University of Notre Dame in 2006, moving on to be a graduate assistant for the University of Cincinnati for 2 seasons in 2007 and 2008. In 2009, he began his coaching career at Indiana State University as a running backs coach. After serving as various position coaches on the staff, he earned the role of defensive coordinator in 2011. In 2012, his final season with the Sycamores, Minter's unit ranked 3rd in the FBS in scoring defense with 14.3 points per game. During Minter's time there, and for the first time since the 1960s, the Sycamores saw 3 straight winning seasons. Jesse, the son of Rick Minter and Ellen McEwen, was born in Little Rock, Arkansas, but spent most of his childhood in Muncie, Indiana, graduating from Yorktown High School. He started his college career at the University of Cincinnati, where his father was then head coach. After his freshman year, he transferred to Mount St. Joseph University and met his wife, Rachel, during orientation. Minter also played wide receiver for the Lions for then head coach Rod Huber. During his time as the Lion, Minter helped the team compile a 30-10 record with consecutive conference titles and 2 Division III playoff appearances. He graduated with a degree in liberal studies in 2005. Jesse and Rachel were married in the Mater Dei Chapel in July of 2008. Together they have 3 children: Millie, age 8, Monty, age 6, and Mac, age 3. Now it's my pleasure to present Jesse Minter, Dr. Jesse Minter, our commencement speaker. All right, appreciate you.
Thank you for that kind introduction. I'll tell you what, the Mount is a special place. It brings back so many memories coming back here. In spring of 2002, I was a freshman at the University of Cincinnati. I decided I wanted to go to a smaller school, have the chance to play football, and I just liked the idea of a more intimate setting for my academic career. As Dr. Williams mentioned, I visited Thomas More in Mount St. Joe. Thomas More at the time was coming off a 10-0 season, playoff appearance. Mount St. Joe was coming off an 0-10 season. But two people came over here, met Rod Huber, Jim Hilbert, two football coaches, and they really sold me a vision of what this place could become, get the right people, and how we could build something special here. I felt they had the vision to do that they would embody the school, the spirit, and that we would build something great. Coach Huber, who is now rightfully in the Hall of Fame here at the Mount, even mentioned to me the male-female ratio at the time, which was 3-10. That really was what put it over the top for me to come to the Mount. So I showed up here for transfer orientation in the fall, and sure enough, right when I walk in, saw the most beautiful person I'd ever seen, my wife Rachel, and we met right there. So I appreciate Coach Huber for that recruiting pitch. He was right in that. He was also right about the football program. As in our 4 years here, we turned it around. We won 2 conference championships. Halfway through my time here, we ushered in the great stadium that they now play in still. Rachel and I had a wonderful 4 years here. We got married right here at the Mater Dei Chapel and still frequently make our way back to this great city. So this is one of the greatest honors I've had to come back and speak with you, and I really appreciate it. President Williams, the board, the faculty and staff, parents, family, friends, and of course, graduates, thank you for allowing me to be part of this wonderful day that marks a great spot on your life's journey. The Mount is a wonderful place, as I mentioned, founded by the Sisters of Charity in 1920, moved to the Delhi campus here in 1962, and became co-ed in 1986. It was a college when I was here, and now is a wonderful university. As I was thinking about and working on what I was going to say, I started to ask around to some of my peers with the Chargers, some of the coaching peers, even some of my players, about what they remembered at their own commencement ceremony, whether they remembered the speaker or the message. I became much less nervous when none of them could remember who the speaker was, what they talked about. However, this is true. Whenever you bring up the college experience to people, it just flashes memories for them. So, like I said, they might not have remembered who the speaker was, but all of a sudden they start talking about classmates, moments in school, their professors, people that made an impact on them, their friends, their family, loved ones, and what that day meant to them as part of their life's journey. Your college career, at least undergrad, has come to an end. Graduation is defined as the successful completion of a course of study at a university, college, or school for which you receive a degree or diploma. It's a wonderful achievement. Roughly 65% of high school graduates enroll in college, and only 40% go on to achieve an undergrad degree, so it is a great honor that you guys are receiving today. Make sure, especially, that you thank those people who have helped you get to this moment. Maybe it's your parents, grandparents, a teacher, an aunt, an uncle, sibling, guidance counselor, anybody along the way that helped you get to this place. Make sure you thank them. Thank you to the people in the crowd for all the guidance and support that helped these grads achieve this great moment. I want to share just a few thoughts and ideas that I've learned in the last 20 years since being in your shoes. A few things that I try to live by, some of the things I tell our players on a consistent basis to try and achieve success. Quick story from just a couple weeks ago. My family and I were at Easter Mass in Palm Springs, California. We decided to go there for Easter. Normally, we actually travel to Cincinnati for Easter, but because we were coming here a couple weeks later, we stayed on the West Coast, took a little trip as a family, and so we ended up at just a random church, place we looked up online, wanted to go, and it ended up being a really great message for me and my family. The priest was giving his sermon, and at the time, I was still trying to figure out a few of the things I wanted to say to such an accomplished group like you guys. He asked, if you could change anything about your life, what would it be? Maybe a choice here, maybe a career choice, maybe a job, maybe a relationship. And I started to think about it, and it really hit me. I felt complete peace with myself when thinking about it, not because I haven't done things that I regret, not because there's decisions that happen that I wish went the other way, but after 20 years and understanding what is really important, I wouldn't change a thing. When you develop an understanding that life will have ups and downs, some good and some bad, you become more concerned with how you respond to the bad things than worrying about why is this happening to me. A common theme in the coaching world that coaches often say is to control what you can control, meaning work hard, focus on what's in your hands, and the things that are perceived out of your control, don't worry about. Just let those things happen. That's good, solid advice for sure. However, I truly believe you can really control what you can control by working hard, putting in great effort, and doing those things. What you can also control is what is perceived as the uncontrollable. The biggest thing we as people have control over is our mindset and attitude and how we respond when things happen to us. So when something happens that you feel, why did this happen to me? It's out of my control. How you respond will drive what comes next. You may get passed over for a job, for a promotion, but how you respond may allow you the next time around to take 2 steps forward. In 2016, I was on a coaching staff that got fired, but Rachel and I had just had our first child. We went through a rough season, obviously lost our job, and the DC job at Ball State was open, which, as President Williams mentioned, Muncie was my hometown. My dad had coached there when I was little, and so it just seemed like the perfect fit. But the greatest thing happened to me right there, and I actually got passed over for the job. So, spent a little bit of time stewing about it, wondering what I could have done better. 2 weeks later, an opportunity to join the Baltimore Ravens happened, which really helped lead me to where I am now. And I would say this, it's the same thing when good things happen. Stay humble, keep working hard, stay in control, and don't ever get too comfortable when good things happen. The next thing that I try to live by is just to always try to get a little bit better. Nothing stays the same. You're either getting better or worse. So whether it's your relationships, your job, a team, we always must strive to move it forward. Focusing on small improvements daily will allow you one day to look up and not even realize how far ahead you are. As a coach, you're judged on wins and losses. I have adapted the thinking. I don't really like the loss column, but I've adapted to thinking to you either win or learn. No such thing as a loss. While it can be devastating at the time, sometimes it can be the greatest thing if you take the things that may have caused the loss and learn from them to get better. While not everything in life is judged by a scoreboard, like the football games that I get to coach in, most everything feels like a win or a loss. Stack the wins, but stay humble. Keep trying to get better. Keep accumulating those moments that give you that winning feeling. The quote-unquote losses, don't worry about them. Those are just learnable moments. Lose a job, lose a relationship, lose a sale, whatever it is. Don't dwell on it. Figure out why it happened, what you could have maybe done a little bit better. Have some humility. Try to get some feedback and move on from it. Most of the time, another similar moment will occur, and if you're ready, you'll move forward. If not, you'll always get the same results. Most of the biggest growth points in my career were after adverse moments. Just this past week, I was sharing a message with our players on defense about trying to be the best and actually trying to articulate how you go about that rather than just make it a saying. So as you guys go into the real world and you want to be the best at what you do, I encourage you to find people who are the best at what field it is you may be going into, and also in personal life as well. It may be the best relationship that you've seen. Try and take a little bit of that, try and take some of that and incorporate it into your own life. It may be the best person at your job. Try and pick up things from them. Be willing and humble enough to see what the best looks like and have the courage and the belief to try to incorporate those things for yourself. I'd like to start to wrap up paying my respects to Pope Francis, who recently passed away. I read a quote that President Williams put out from him. Pope Francis stated that education is, quote, one of the most effective ways of making our world and history more human. This really hit me because I feel like this great university made me and my wife better people. We learned things through the process of gaining an education that we both still lean into today. I talk to our players often about building a strong foundation and having that foundation to stand on. You all have a wonderful foundation after your time here at the Mount. Stand on that foundation. Stand on it today. Stand on it when times may be tough. Stand on it in successful moments as well. A strong foundation allows you to always try to reach higher with firm footing underneath you. The last thing that I tell our guys before a game, whether it be a big game, small game, they're all big, is trust your training. Use what you have been taught. Trust those that have poured into you and helped you become what you are now. You are prepared for what's next because of the work you have put in and the process you've gone through of gaining this education and all the work that it requires. And know this, it will rarely go fully as planned. Be prepared to adapt, adjust, learn, and just keep your wits about you. You can handle whatever comes your way with the right mindset. They say the people makes a place, and that's so true here. Once again, thanks to the wonderful people of the Mount community for the opportunity to speak with you today. I have so much respect and love for this place. It gave me and my family our own foundation that we still live from today. You all can do the same. I wish you guys the greatest of success. Congratulations again on this wonderful achievement. Class of 2025, I salute you.
Thank you, Jesse, for being part of our commencement ceremonies and inspiring so many through your work to support others, to educate students and professional athletes through coaching and leadership. Graduates, we hope you remember the impact that one person can have to make positive change and achieve success. We hope you will go forward from the Mount and do the same. Candidates for degrees will now be presented. Following the presentation of candidates, Dr. H. James Williams, President, will confer the degrees. I ask that the audience please withhold applause until all candidates are presented. This will allow for each graduate's name to be heard and recognized. We have 3 readers of names this afternoon. Dr. Elizabeth Mason, Professor of English and Liberal Arts, School of Arts and Sciences, will present the degrees for Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Fine Arts. Dr. Tracy McDonough, Professor, Chair of Behavioral Sciences in the School of Arts and Sciences, will present degrees for Bachelor of Science. And Dr. Jim Bodel, Professor, Behavioral Sciences, School of Arts and Sciences, will present degrees for Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Science in Nursing.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present the following candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degrees. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, please come forward. Caitlin Paige Schulte. Ryan Joseph Bagnoli. Madison Taylor Bender, summa cum laude. Tara Better, magna cum laude. Keegan Brown, magna cum laude. Allison Paige Bergese. Ana Rocio Cervantes de Leon. Molly M. Collins, cum laude. Jaleesa Cornwall. Abigail Ray Davis, summa cum laude. Michaela Anise Davis. Brady Michael Donovan. Madison Mackenzie Drummonds, summa cum laude. Kayla Ward Edge. Carissa Sue Ferris. Amber Elizabeth Frakes, cum laude. Austin James Gray, cum laude. Stacy Green. Leah Nicole Hibbard, summa cum laude. Colin Kandra. Addison Kemphaus. Madison Ray Kennedy, magna cum laude. Kayla Coldy. Tanner George Lay, summa cum laude. Celeste Nicole Leopold, cum laude. Arnika Nicole Lester. Kimberly Lynn Littles. Tylea Jamila Marshall. Allison Ann May, summa cum laude. Megan Sue McNulty, magna cum laude. Samantha Ann Munyon, cum laude. Jacob Matthew Murray, summa cum laude. Kate Elizabeth Neiman, magna cum laude. Lavelle M. Paul. Alexis Shanice Phoenix. Kerrigan Rebecca May Pollard, summa cum laude. Sarah M. Post, summa cum laude. Jackson Joseph Pruitt. Caitlin E. Reeder, magna cum laude. Erin Kathleen Riesenbach, magna cum laude. Sylvia Ruth Robinson, cum laude. Madeline Diane Runyon, magna cum laude. Dylan M. Sebastian, magna cum laude. Mia Jane Smith, cum laude. Oscar Smith. Gage A. Starrett, summa cum laude. Summers Janae Stutchell. Aiden Kenneth Studeville, cum laude. Louis Albert Talarigo. Laura Taphorn, magna cum laude. Madison Cooper Taylor, summa cum laude. Alexa R. Thurling, summa cum laude. Haley K. Tritchu, summa cum laude. Menasia Ray Truong, cum laude. Malika D. Wheaton. Grace Elizabeth Wilking. Lenata Wright, summa cum laude. Sabria Yasina Young, magna cum laude. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts, please come forward. Courtney Taharu Brooks. Desmond Anthony Armin Diggs. Elena Marie Glass, summa cum laude. Audrey Rose Johnston, cum laude. Jensen Richard Orbegozo.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present the following candidates for Bachelor of Science degrees. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science, please come forward. Paige M. Adams. Alexis Marie Allen. Nathaniel Curtis Austin. Joshua Emmanuel Bate. Poetry B. Bedgood. Sydney R. Bell. Lillian Bennett, cum laude. Addison Micah Renee Best. Chloe J. Bale. Kelly Bolin. Ryan Joshua Bolhauer. Lucas Daniel Bowling, cum laude. Shelby Claire Brandt, summa cum laude. Declan Michael Brophy. Riley Ann Broughton, magna cum laude. Joshua Budke. Dale Zachary Bush, cum laude. Jasmine Faith Butler, summa cum laude. Markia Nicole Cage. Isabella Claire Calhoun. Ethan Ellis Cameron, magna cum laude. Benjamin James Carmesino, magna cum laude. Jade K. Carroll. Axel Javier Castillo. Ryan Edward Mark Caulfield. Jordan Alexis Clemens, summa cum laude. Anna Coleman, cum laude. Luke William Collinsworth. Austin Blake Combs. Nicholas Allen Cook. Macy L. Cornelius. Skylar Lee Cowgill, magna cum laude. Haley Ray Cup. Samantha Riley Davis, cum laude. Jonathan Jackson Dawson. Cameron Francis Decker, magna cum laude. Evan Matthew H. Dickus. Lindsay E. Doherty. Bailey E. Dotson. Josephine Marie Durbeck. Anna M. Durbin, summa cum laude. Michael John Falaci II. Allison Ferguson. Alyssa Ferguson. Jackson Thomas Ford. Hunter Dwayne Frank. Jared Robert Frederick, cum laude. Elizabeth Nicole Gill. Gabrielle Emily Goler, cum laude. Julia R. Gooding, summa cum laude. Aiden James Goodwin, summa cum laude. Gunnar Robert Gramman. Janetti Graves. Bailey Marie Green, summa cum laude. Kylie Marie Hankenhoff. Thomas Dane Herker. Alex David Schuster Hobbs, magna cum laude. Devin Holt. Olena Holub, summa cum laude. Carolina Elizabeth Hutt, summa cum laude. Nicholas P. Jackson, summa cum laude. Taryn Douglas Jackson, summa cum laude. Mackay John Baptiste. James Wayne Johnson. Willis Dees Johnson IV. Cooper Jones, cum laude. Jonathan Hunter Caldmo. Max Edward Keller. Kara Ashley King. Maxwell Klein. Lawrence Michael Kosciuszko III. Mary Elizabeth Kolb, cum laude. Nathan Ray Kratzer. Hannah Grace Kuderer, summa cum laude.
Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science, please continue to come forward. Caitlin Elise Larkins. Jennifer Lavelle. Ava Grace Lemming, cum laude. Mary Elizabeth Litzinger, summa cum laude. Amanda Christine Lovejoy. Lucas Norman Luster. Megan Delaney Mahan. Carrie Ava Marazita. Justin Joseph Marquardt, cum laude. Emily Faith McAfee. Thomas Patrick McGeehan, the fourth. Mason Philip Meilinger, cum laude. Benjamin Robert Meyer. Jacob Andrew Miller. Carly Grace Ann Mills, summa cum laude. Carly Elizabeth Moore. Caden Don Morris. Olivia Francis Mua. Katie Sue O'Brien, magna cum laude. Aaron Olakami. Gabriella Olguin. Julia J. Perez. Sophia Josephine Pettyjohn. Julia Marie Feaster. Andrew Christopher Pierce. Mia Margaret Plyman, summa cum laude. Cora Grace Poling, summa cum laude. Gary Wayne Powell III. Jermaine DeJuan Pointer Jr., magna cum laude. Kenneth Tyler Prather. Jonathan Harding Rager. Jalen T1 Range. Chandler Michael Rutherford. Gavin Joseph Rupert, magna cum laude. William Kendrick Riley II. William Cran Riley. Andrea Luann Shepard, magna cum laude. Jonathan Wendell Scherf, summa cum laude. Alex Michael William Schmidt. Mackenzie Elizabeth Schneeman, cum laude. Abigail Marie Sears, summa cum laude. Lauren Ray Silbernagel, magna cum laude. Alexa J. Simpson. Jonah Pierce Smith. Gabriel Vincent Smorey, magna cum laude. Ulandra Sotelo. Dantea Spikes Mitchell. Alyssa Marie Stevens, cum laude. Nathaniel J. Sweeney, magna cum laude. Carter Mitchell Streed. Jace R. Talon. Jalen Faye Thatcher, cum laude. Rashawn J. Thomas Newbolt. Jackson Robert Tucker, summa cum laude. Ariane Yukio Turner. Shelby May Turner. Patrick Allen Twilling, summa cum laude. Riley Marie Vonderhaar, magna cum laude. Evan Raymond Webb, summa cum laude. Alexander Joseph Willett, magna cum laude. Chase Alexander Joel Willis, cum laude. Owen Wolski. Caden Robert James Yorn, magna cum laude. Cameron Jacob Young. Mr. President, I have the honor to present the following candidates for Bachelor of Science in Nursing degrees. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing, please come forward. Molly Marie Ochterberg. Mackenzie Rose Brashear, magna cum laude. Oh, yeah. Sydney Elizabeth Etris. Mary Frances Feldman, magna cum laude. Emma Corinne Godfrey, summa cum laude. Isabella Jean Marie Hamilton, cum laude. Ty Logan Humphrey. Holly Nippenberg, cum laude. Willie Kaigulani, cum laude. Emily Claire McDonald, cum laude. Avery Grace Mooring, magna cum laude. Amanda Marie Peckham. Alyssa M. Pierce. Ella N. Pittman. Micaiah R. Richardson. Noah Austin Schrock. Cameron Michaela Sillis. Macy Staley, cum laude. Kelsey Nicole Stevenson. Lydia Rose Trable, summa cum laude. Taylor Rose Whitehead. Sophia Grace Williams. Mr. President, I have the honor to present the, no, pardon me. Yes, Mr. President, I have the honor to present, sorry, candidates for the degree of Bachelor. I now invite President Williams to return to the podium for the conferring of degrees.
Will all the candidates for the bachelor degrees please stand for the conferring of your degree? Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Wait a minute. by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the State of Ohio, I confer on you the degree for which you have been nominated and welcome you into the ranks of the Mount alumni. Graduates, you may change your tassel from the right to the left. Congratulations. Bravo, bravo, bravo. Okay.
Congratulations, graduates. Now it's time to present two special awards to members of this year's class. I am pleased to recognize students who will receive awards for outstanding achievement. If your name is called, please come forward and receive your plaque from Dr. Williams. The Jane Cooney Armstrong Award is given at commencement to the graduate who has been an example of the university mission and shown consistent persistence, improvement, and continued academic diligence while enduring life's challenges. The awardee is Kate Neiman, Bachelor of Arts, Social Work. The Mount St. Joseph University Distinguished Student Award is presented to a student who has demonstrated superior academic performance, as well as active participation in community service consistent with the Catholic mission of the university. I'm honored to present the Mount St. Joseph University Distinguished Student Award to Jonathan Sheriff. Today, Jonathan received his Bachelor of Science in Biology. It's my pleasure to present Jonathan as our distinguished student speaker.
Hello. I am just so excited to be here today with everybody, sharing this amazing occasion. And really what I want to take the time to talk about is the three things that I think have defined our experience here at the Mount for each and every one of us. And those are knowledge, community, and service. So knowledge. Each of us leaving here are graduating with a degree from a liberal arts university. And what that means is to graduate with our major, we had to take courses in ethics, the common good, psychology, sociology, science, public speaking, art or music, history, math, literature, religion, and philosophy. That is a lot of courses outside our main focus. But this is a wonderful thing, and that is because each of us leaving here now are graduating with a wide range of knowledge from 10 completely different disciplines. This has exposed us to a host of new ideas and experiences that will affect how we interact with the world. For me, I discovered that I like to read. It has always been this insane struggle with my parents to try to get me to enjoy reading. But from these core classes and these amazing faculty, I've learned that I really enjoy learning about the different viewpoints around the world, or the subtleties that you can find buried in the literature, or even the political past of our nation. And you find these out best through reading. And this is just one example of how the liberal arts education we've had here has opened doors to becoming a more well-rounded individual. Now, the benefit of this is now we have perspective on how other people may see the world. This perspective will allow us to interact with the world in a more compassionate and understanding way. Also, by taking such a wide range of courses at a small university, each of us have had the ability to interact with different students and faculty and staff that we may never have otherwise come across. This is the community piece. Graduates, I encourage you to seriously take a second and look at the people around you. I'm serious, take a second. And I bet you recognize a lot of them. But the coolest part is I bet a lot of them aren't in your same major. This small, tight-knit community that we've had here at the Mount has encouraged mixing beyond our primary academic focus and has allowed us to build these connections that give us joy. A beautiful example. Just this past Tuesday, I was waiting in the Harrington Food Court, which is right outside this gym. And as I'm sitting there, two gentlemen that are out here with us now, come in with this beautiful bouquet of flowers right up to the cashier, and she recognizes them instantly, and they run to greet each other. And then after that, they go walk over to the cook, and the cook recognizes them, and he runs to the back really fast and grabs this birthday card that they signed in secret before another worker comes back. How amazing is it that these people were able to form such a connection with someone they may see once a day. And we all have experiences like this. And it beautifully shows this small, tight-knit, and unique community we've all experienced here at the Mount. And yes, they've prioritized community. What the Mount has also done is built our education around the idea of service. Each of us here had to take some kind of a service learning course, or a course with a service requirements, and they also offer service days or even week-long service trips. These are some of the more obvious or larger acts of service. But there are many little acts of service this campus community engages in and values each day that represent the Mount mission. And just this past week, I've seen these little acts of service. I've seen people offer to help carry boxes all the way across campus, or give free tutoring at finals week. And I've also seen people offer to help chaperone middle schoolers as they draw sidewalk chalk all over our university. And these opportunities for service were all around us, and the joy of the Mount is that they've instilled this heart for service in all of us. By integrating service into our experience at the Mount, we've learned to live this compassionate, service-oriented life that seeks to treat people with respect and concern. Even without realizing it, we are all leaving here more service-oriented people. So as we transition into our future, it is true we will go down very many different paths. What is also true for each and every one of us is that we share this beautiful experience that will forever mold who we are. We leave here having gained a wide range of knowledge from different disciplines that will allow us to approach complex issues with compassion and respect for other viewpoints. We have developed this sense of community that we will strive to replicate and instill in our future families, workplaces, and friendships. And we have found a love for service, and both acts large, yes, but the small daily acts that encourage us to show respect and concern for all. I encourage each of us to keep these same three values: knowledge, community, and service in our future endeavors. Undoubtedly, after this ceremony, there will be many hugs and tears from goodbyes. But lastly, I just want to remind us how grateful we are to have had such a wonderful experience that makes this goodbye so hard. So thank you and congratulations to all of our graduates.
Thank you, Jonathan. I could not have said that better myself. It's now my pleasure to invite President Williams back to the podium to address the graduates.
Good afternoon. Thank you. On behalf of the students, the faculty, the staff, the alumni, and the Board of Trustees, and in honor of our foundresses, the Sisters of Charity of Cincinnati, I want to welcome you to this 114th commencement ceremony. We're so glad you could join us as we celebrate excellence and achievement. Of course, I must begin by recognizing members of the Sisters of Charity of Cincinnati. We appreciate you and thank you for the heritage and values that continue to sustain and inspire us now for more than 100 years. Are there any sisters in the audience? So could you raise your hand or stand so we may recognize you? Well, they don't have to be in the room for us to recognize them. So please. They have done so much for us, and they continue to inspire us. I also want to recognize, honor, and acknowledge my lovely wife and your First Lady, Ms. Carol Campbell Williams. Carol. Thanks for all you do for the Mount. And now for the 2025 spring semester graduates. First, it may be worth noting to yourselves and for yourselves what President Lincoln once said. There are no accidents, for every effect must have its cause. The past is the cause of the present, and the present will be the cause of the future. You're not here at this moment by serendipity or happenstance. You are here because you did what you needed to do when you needed to do it to educate yourselves well. Congratulations. Still, as much as you worked diligently and sacrificed, you know you didn't do it alone. Thus, we join you in offering congratulations to all of the parents, extended families, and friends who have supported you in achieving your goals and who now turn out to witness this celebration of your accomplishment. Shall we? Indeed, we applaud your success in educating yourselves well, and more important, cementing your understanding of the value of education, which positions you so very well for lifelong learning. The choices we make dictate the lives we live. Indeed, for some of you, a college education is the price of admission to the profession you have chosen. Good for you. In addition, others made the choice to educate yourselves as you have because you understand the imperative of continuous improvement and are striving to be the very best you can be in your chosen professions and in your personal lives. You know that higher education opens doors, provides options, and enhances appreciation for so much of God's world. Indeed, you have earned a full measure of options and choices to make. And while the future will provide challenges, I assure you the rewards you are positioned to achieve will be great and even profound. You will excel, I have no doubt. Class of 2025, remember that your Mountain education is a promise. It is a promise of who you can be and what you can achieve for yourselves and for the common good. You must now bring that promise to fruition in all you do. You are now scholars and leaders. You may now revel in the good news of 2 Timothy 4, verses 7 through 8, because you have fought the good fight, you have finished the race, you have kept the faith. Now, there is in store for you the crown of education, righteousness, and lifelong learning. Indeed, you have learned how you learn best and how to lead with passion and compassion. Now you must remember Luke 12:48. From everyone to whom much is given, much will be required. I urge you to spend all of the great talent, energy, and love God has given you, combined with the knowledge and wisdom you have accumulated through your studies, to make the world a better place. Finally, in the 1994 movie, The Shawshank Redemption, Andy Dufresne says to his friend Red, quote, "Remember, Red, hope is a good thing. Maybe it may be the best of things, and no good thing ever dies." I agree. Last year, I heard a visiting speaker say to some of you, and I'm paraphrasing now, education breeds confidence, and confidence breeds hope. I agree with that too. What I believe most and agree with totally is Jeremiah 29:11. Quote, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans Thank you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Now, go and explore that bright future. Continue to educate yourselves well. Go where you are needed and do what needs to be done. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Williams. It's my pleasure now to introduce Rachel Whittick Minter, class of 2005 from the Alumni Association, to the podium. Rachel Minter is a proud Cincinnati native who attended Seton High School and Mount St. Joseph University, graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Accounting in 2005. She met her husband, Jesse, during orientation at the Mount. She began her career in accounting as an intern at the Cincinnati Financial before going into public accounting and working for Von Lehman Public Accountants. These roles provided valuable experience and expertise in both public and private accounting. Following her time at Von Lehman, she transitioned to a position in the private sector, working for IVC Paints and Coatings after Jesse's job moved them away from Cincinnati. In 2014, Rachel became the CFO and took on the international operations of the company, traveling to their manufacturing locations in China and Malaysia. She also oversaw the purchase of the company by PPG Industries and the integration into the new company, further broadening her professional horizons. Eventually, after becoming a mother in 2016, she decided to become a stay-at-home mom to raise their children, supporting her family and adapting to various moves around the country. She and Jesse now have 3 kids, Millie, Monty, and Mac, who were all born in different states. The variety of experiences throughout her life have shaped her into a versatile and resilient individual dedicated to her family and capable of navigating life's challenges. She still utilizes her accounting background and serves as the treasurer on their homeowners association, volunteers in various ways at the children's school, including in the STEM lab, and assists with coaching her son's soccer team. As a family, they are involved in a variety of charities as well as their school and church communities. Rachel Minter, please come to the microphone.
Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome everyone here today and say how honored I am to be the first to welcome the class of 2025 as alumni of Mount St. Joseph University. Congratulations, graduates. You are officially members of the Alumni Association. I was thinking about my speech and what I wanted to say to you all when I was putting away the kids' toys and saw a flower. It was a dried rose from the 2023 Rose Bowl, or I guess 2024 because it was a January 1st game, but the end of the 2023 season. So many emotions came over me, as they often do. I'm a pretty emotional person. And I was reminded of how great of a moment in our lives that was, despite the ups and downs of the game. The game went into overtime, and on